And we are back on the WHHI TV Daily News. With me now is Nikki Campbell. She is with FEMA. And as I mentioned in headlines, the deadline to kind of claim some disaster relief from Hurricane Helene has been extended. So Nikki is here to talk to us all about that. You know, back obviously late September, we got hit a little bit more than, I mean, obviously not as much as North Carolina, but more than we were expecting.
Yeah, and it's hard to believe that people throughout the state of South Carolina, even in Beaufort County, are continuing to clean up. And the good news is, at the request of the state of South Carolina, they wanted to extend the deadline so people now have more time in Beaufort County, as well as the rest of the entire state of South Carolina. And if you have viewers in Georgia, they have more time to register for disaster assistance. In South Carolina, we're looking at January 28th. And in Georgia, if you're in Savannah, that area, we're looking at February 7th. So please get those applications in. If you live in those eligible counties, Beaufort County and the surrounding counties are eligible, and you suffered damage to your primary residence as a direct result of Hurricane Helene, please get in touch with us. And there's a couple of ways to do that.
Okay, and what are those ways, and what is the easiest way for people to apply?
Well, today we actually opened up a disaster recovery center in St. Helena at the library in that location. So we opened today at 10 a.m. and we'll be there through January 10th. So come out and see us. You can meet with us face-to-face to register for disaster assistance, and we'll answer any questions you may have about the process to registering. You can also go online to disasterassistance.gov, again, disasterassistance.gov. And for those who just want to talk to somebody on the phone, if you want to talk to a FEMA representative, you can call us at 1-800-621-3362.
And so what is really important for people to know as they go through the process, managing their expectations, what they can expect, what they are eligible for, what are the things that maybe aren't true that they're hearing, those kinds of things.
Managing expectations is certainly a massive part of this, because I always say FEMA is a piece of the puzzle, but we are certainly not the entire piece. It takes the state, the local officials, nonprofits, houses of worship, all of us working collectively together to help disaster survivors on their road to recovery. Your insurance, if you have it, whether it's homeowners or renters, flood insurance, that will always be your primary line of defense. Where your insurance may not cover everything, or if you don't have insurance, we may be able to fill in some of those gaps. But we were never designed to take you back to your pre-disaster condition. However, with that said, we can help you get back on your feet. Some people ask us, well, how can this assistance be used? It's grant money that does not have to be repaid. One of the big ways is for basic home repairs. If you are self-employed and you suffered damage to your equipment, we do have farmers out in South Carolina. If you suffer damage to your tractor or other farming equipment, you may be able to get assistance that way through FEMA. Child care, dental, medical, people may be able to get assistance that way. And so there's just a wide variety of ways people can get assistance, but we want people to know that it's there and to reach out to us and be mindful of the deadline.
Yeah, of course, be mindful of that deadline. And I do think it's important, you mentioned quickly that it doesn't have to be repaid. So I think that probably is something that people don't.
Yes, because that's one of the things of misinformation, rumors that we've heard out there is, well, I don't know if I want to apply to FEMA because I hear that it's a loan. Social media can be great, but it can also be bad at the same time. So we've seen that out there. This is grant money. If you get money from FEMA, it does not have to be repaid, but it is so critical that if you get this money from FEMA, you use it for your recovery. You can't get this money and then say, okay, never mind FEMA, I'm going to go take a cruise with it. You have to use it for your recovery.
Yeah, and talk to me a little bit about somebody who really is eligible. They're thinking, oh, my damage isn't enough, or so forth. What constitutes enough to be?
Yeah, we just want people to know that if you had damage to your primary residence, don't assume that, oh, my damage isn't enough. I've seen people who had it way worse. No, you could be leaving money on the table. This is why you pay taxes. This is why this money is there. So reach out to us. We are at the Disaster Recovery Center now through January 10th in Beaufort County at the St. Helena Branch Library. Come talk to us. We know that for many people in the state of South Carolina and the state of Georgia, and some people in Beaufort County, they're not used to dealing with a storm and the recovery. So we will talk to you and help guide you through the process as long as you need. And if you can't come out and see us, just again, we are there by phone. We will take as much time with you as possible. So don't think, oh, I don't have enough damage. Your insurance also may not cover everything. So that's where we might be able to fill in some of those gaps.
In the last 10 seconds or so here, do they need to bring anything with them?
It is not required. If you want to come out to this disaster Disaster Recovery Center at on St. Helena Island. You don't have to bring a thing. You just show up, no appointments necessary. If you do decide to register for FEMA assistance, we're obviously going to want to be able to prove who you are and who you say you are. So please bring like your Social Security card. We're going to want to prove that you are in fact the owner or the renter of that property. So bring a lease, a mortgage, or deed with you.
Perfect. Well, Nikki, thank you so much. Fabulous information, very important. And make sure you're being cognizant of that deadline if you need to apply. Thanks to everyone on the show today for their insights and contributions. As always, our production team is behind the scenes to make all of this possible. And of course, we are honored that you have chosen to share a part of your day with us. I'm Betsy McDaniel, and we'll see you for the next WHHI TV Daily News.